Continuing along here in Chapter 5, we've got the support fixture. This one is not unlike the other ones. We just got more curvature in it. It reminds me a lot of the coupling base and difficulty. But you can kind of look and see that there's a lot going on here. You've got your base, which this is a very traditional shape, having concentric circles connected by tangents with lines connecting to another object. And so we have a cylinder up here. We've got this little base, and we have a connector between it using the L shape. It's not that difficult, but we're going to start with the base, then this base, and then connect it essentially. And actually, we may just do the connector second, but we'll see. I usually just kind of play it by ear. So we're going to do another imperial part template. We will start the sketch where we are. And I'm going to try a different approach this time. We're just going to draw a line straight across for the center line between the two circles. About 7 inches. And we'll see if we enjoy using this as a construction line. You never know. Truly so. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we can go ahead and go about adding some relationships. So these outside circles, we can say, well, we know they're the same, so they are equal. We know that the two inside circles are the same, so we can say that they are equal. We can go ahead and do a line over here from quadrant to quadrant. Oh, there I go again, hitting space like it's AutoCAD. Okay. And let's see, we can make this guy construction. And heck, while we're at it, let's go ahead and dimension this construction line. We can dimension, actually let's trim the big circles. We can dimension a big circle, it's 1.5 radius. The inside circle is 1.5 diameter. And let's see. Let's make the midpoint and the origin coincident. And it's fully defined. Cool. So we can exit, extrude that a depth of 1. Go now. Okay. So from here, let's see, we can look a little closer. And it's funny because this part, this one always has a little bit of finagling to it, but if you look closely, we can see the back boundary here. It moves along the bend and it shows this little projection line extending further, indicating to us that this part is not tied to the center line here as it used to be. Back in the day, it used to be that it went lower, but now it rides to the top. And so if you look closely, this back face merges with this face. So keep that in mind. So what we're going to do is draw the side view profile of it. And to do so, we're going to need a plane. Let's see which plane it is. It's the right plane. And we're going to convert that edge and the top. Well, we don't want the face. We're going to convert this little edge here and the top edge and use those. And we'll add the rounds in later. We're just going to draw the perpendicular lines for now. Like, you get the gist, rough sketch. Trim. And let's size it up a little bit. So we've got, let's see, from here to here is 2.25. from, now this is again a nuance point, but this top line here, you could represent it however you want. But for me, if I'm pulling the book back over for a minute, I'm going to draw the 5 dimension now. And so I'm going to do from the center mark here to the center here, and that's going to be the top of my rectangle. And then as always, I will add the round part in with a later feature. So from here, and I'm going to use the origin because conveniently we know that we located it in the center of that base earlier. So now we've got a location there, and we know that the depth of this part here is 1. Likewise, it's the same over here. Oh, bad clicking on my part. All right, so now we just need fillets. So there's a little bit of a trick for this. The outside fillet, I mean, it shows these so that you don't have to do the math, but I think it's important to know. So the outside fillet is 1.5, right? Now, if you weren't given the other fillet, how could you determine the other fillet? Well, you could say that the inside bend is equal to the outside bend minus the thickness, okay? It's worth writing down. Additionally, if you were to say you had the inside bend and you wanted to know the outside bend, you could say that the inside bend equals thickness plus inside bend, or I said that poorly. If you want to figure out the outside bend equals inside bend plus thickness. If you want to know the inside bend, it's outside minus thickness. So we can take this R1.5, subtract it from 1, and that tells us this inside fillet here should be 0.5. And again, it just shows it in the book. You don't have to know that, but that's some pretty crucial info when you get into sheet metal. So, you know, take note. I think it's pretty important. If I had a quiz, that would be my super important quiz question, but I don't, so. All right, we're looking at a width of 4, and it looks like it does not like my profile being open per usual, because it's giving me a thin feature suggestion. This is something that I'm really struggling with, because Inventor wouldn't care that you don't have a line there. It'd be like, oh cool, you projected a line. But it really cares. It cares a lot, don't it? So we'll just try it. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Lord. Okay. 4 for the depth. And we derived that from the circle itself being 4. All right. Cool. So a lot further than you probably would have thought we would be at this point, because it looks crazy, but it's really not. And then we're going to draw on this back face here a circle. After we convert the top edge, and the circle's going to be drawn with the center at the midpoint and the end at the end of the line. It's fully defined already. We're going to trim it. Well, actually, no, we're not. We're not going to trim it. We are going to, well, actually I closed it, but let's go back and edit it. And we're going to draw in the hole as well. We're going to use the sketch for 2 features. One that's additive and one that's reductive. This hole is 2. And so let's go ahead and first extrude outward, and then we'll cut the inside out. Okay, so we know that it's 2 in depth, and we want to go one way, so we're going to go blind. We're going to flip it. Go now. Oh, I clicked something without seeing what it was. There we go. All right, we're going to turn the sketch visibility back on. I hit the wrong button. and we'll do a cut. Cool. Okay, let's hide that sketch. And yeah, that's too long. It was at this moment that he realized that he made a mistake. So that 2.25 dimension from earlier, I dimensioned it from the wrong place. So I'm just going to point it out so that you don't make the same mistake. If you ever do this again, because you followed me, you already made it. So you have this line here. I dimensioned to this line, but it goes to this back face. So mine is, in other words, 1 inch too wide. So if we go back and edit the sketch, we need to delete this and instead dimension to here. It's funny because in my Inventor series, I'm pretty sure I did the exact same thing. Funny how that happens. Okay, there we go. Boom. Now, that is our guy right there. Were there some hiccups? Sure. But, you know, better than doing it on your own. So, this will be the support fixture. Save. All right. That's it for this one.